Benchmark, lab5, challenge your hacking skills, Lemedevable, College of Science and Engineering Technology, Grand Canyon University, CYB 6110, Penetration Testing, Risk Management, Dr. Howard Goodman, March 27, 2024. Good day everyone. Before diving into our topic, I would like to also talk about how to plan, organize and perform penetration testing in Metasploit Table2VM. Let's look at planning. When we talk about planning, I want you all to understand planning, understand objectives and scope, obtain necessary permission, identify tools and techniques, set up testing environment. Obtaining necessary permission, like I want to make sure you guys understand ethical hacking, we have to follow the procedures. If not so, we're doing something contrary to our ethics, and we don't want anything that will abrogate the law. As cybersecurity has its own ethics that must be followed by each organization. The next thing will be organizing. Organizing, update and prepare kernel level VM. Ensure isolate from production network, document testing and plan. Performing penetration testing, conduct reconnaissance using Nmap, use vulnerability scanning to exploit vulnerabilities with Metasploit, document and finding. Report, generate comprehensive report, prioritize vulnerabilities and include evidence and recommendations, which is what we're going to do today for our presentation. The value of penetration testing. Like you all know, identify the vulnerability testing will help identify vulnerabilities in system, network and application before malicious attackers and exploiters exploit them, thereby enhancing overall security posture. As cybersecurity expert, we always have to do penetration testing to see where our company is, like where there are loopholes that people can get into to break into our system, so that we can prevent these attacks before we are being attacked. Risk mitigation. By identifying and addressing vulnerabilities, proactive organization can reduce the risk of securing breaches, data leaks, and other cyber threats that could lead to financial losses and reputational damage. Compliance requirement. Many industries and regulatory frameworks require regular penetration testing as part of compliance effort, ensuring that organizations meet industry standards and legal obligations. Security awareness. Penetration tends to increase security awareness amongst employees and stakeholders. By demonstrating potential attack vectors, highlight the importance of cybersecurity practices and fostering a culture of security within the organization, which we are about to protect and preserve. Continuous improvement. Regular penetration testing enables organizations to continuously improve security defenses, refine incident response strategies, and prioritize resources allocation based on research. World threat scenarios ultimate in strengthening your overall security posture. Handling failures and following procedures. Your default. The first one is recognizing the phase of failure. Second one will be vulnerability scanning failure. The third will be exploiting failure, validate, and fourth will be report failure, ensure thorough documentation during testing, review and clarify findings for accuracy, seek feedback from stakeholders for improvement. The third one will be independent, try different exploit methods or payloads, consult community resources or experts for guidance. The first one will be recognizing techniques, utilizing alternative tools for information, gathering, collaborating with team members for insight. And the second will be configuration, the target, verify network connectivity, and so forth. Nmap scan. We all know, like from the previous topics, Nmap is used to scan nearby machines to see if the IP machines or to see the activities of other machines. So the main thing about the Nmap scan is to see how you can identify the IP of any open machine, any open port in the machines that are closer to you. And in order to do that, you want the Nmap scan. If you log in as a root user, you follow where your machine is updated to the most up-to-date Nmap scan. Without that, your Nmap scan cannot be go through. Nmap vulnerability and open port. Nmap, after running the scan, you notice like there are some open ports which will show you how vulnerable the machines are. And this could be done only through Nmap and other tools that will be used like Nitto, OWASP and Nessus, which we will all see in the preceding headings. Nmap scan for no vulnerability. Nmap scan can identify so much vulnerabilities with the machine, and when you run the scan, you can see so much and how you can try to do or tell the developers how to patch the system in order to avoid any infiltrator or bad actors who can easily get access into the system. That is why pen testing is very important for our company, and even for academic purposes. It helps us to know how important the job is and how regular we should be testing our system to check if there's any vulnerabilities and to prevent it, and in order to emancipate stakeholders to know about some of the vulnerabilities that our companies may witness over the coming days or years ahead. Vulnerabilities are shown below. Nitto. Nitto tool is another tool that is used to identify vulnerabilities, and you can see how Nitto, when you scan, you see how open port or how the system is vulnerable to attack, just like Nmap help us to do. OWASP or ZAP scan. This is another tool that is used to identify. This is more precise because you put the IP address of the machine and will tell you how vulnerable, give you the specific things to be fixed or to be patched that you directly advise the developer. You don't really need to do research with OWASP because it gives you specificity on how to fix the patch or how to get through the system that is broken and how you can prevent it. Continuation. OWASP is still like running it to tell you the various aspects that needs to be patched or needs to be fixed, or how vulnerable the machine is with the precise location ways. Nessus. I'm not really fond of Nessus, but I want for scholarly sake, it's very, very important. It's cumbersome process. You have to download Nessus into your system. You have to follow the procedure, follow the steps to have it inbuilt in your system so that you can use it to scan. Nessus is like shows you the root causes of every hack or every cause. It is more precise and but it's more tedious to order to install Nessus in your system. But I don't want to discourage you because for learning purpose, for academic purpose, Nessus will be used, even though it's more accurate sometimes, but the process of doing it and for cybersecurity purposes, it is very, very important to have Nessus because it gives you some specificity, it makes the job easy for everybody and even for the developers to go through. What are some of the countermeasures to mitigate vulnerabilities? We'll talk about countermeasures. So we want to look at first of all Nitto. How can we mitigate some of the vulnerabilities with Nitto? First of all, we want to regulate, update Nitto signatures and plugins. Configure Nitto scan to target specific vulnerabilities. Validate and prioritize Nitto findings for remediation. OWASP. Top 10. Implement input validation to prevent injection attack. Use secure authentication mechanism, e.g. multi-factor authentication. Apply strict access control and least privilege principles. Nessus. Keep Nessus plugin up to date for accurate vulnerability scanning. Schedule regular scan and prioritize criticized vulnerabilities. Follow best practices for patches management based on Nessus. Log locally to Metasploit 2. Access Metasploit console. Once Metasploit starts, you will see the console prompt where you can enter commands and interact with the framework. Please note the assessing and using metasploit should only be done in environment where you have proper authorization. When I talk about proper authorization, I want you also to know like cybersecurity is like its called is a good evil. You can use it to destroy your company's reputation, and you can use it to build your company's reputation. You can use it for your personal purposes, and you can use it against your purposes. So that's why it is always said, and looking at it, meaning we have to follow our ethics like cybersecurity experts in order to be in line with our company policy and not to abrogate the laws, the privilege we have to access this information. We only go to the information if there's need to know. But if there's no need to know, we have to follow ethics in order to guide us, in order to properly carry out our duty like cybersecurity experts. Implementation changes. Update Metasploit. Regularly update for latest features and security patches. Configure database. Store scan result and exploit data. Customize console. Personalize prompt and color artifactors. Add custom module. Incorporate specific exploit or payload listening setting. Adjust IP port and protocols for payload set command. Enable disable module. Load necessary modules. Unload unused ones. Update exploit database. Include new vulnerabilities and exploit to rebuild. Expected results. There are always some difference between actual results and the expected ones. This difference depends on many factors. Might create the difference simply we can state that there might be compatibility issues between the software and the machine, hardware and capabilities. Also, there might be some technical issues or some differences techniques that hackers always develop to overcome the system defense. So it is always the best practice is to keep the system up to date and test and ensure willingness and effectiveness on regular basis. That is why the demand for cybersecurity experts is so high, because these things need to be followed practically and do it every day in order to put a defense against bad actors, which are our greatest trouble in the world of today. Expected versus actual result. After all these scans that are performed, I came to a conclusion that with all these different scans, the process and the goal is almost the same. However, the process is different, but it is still security assessment of a system that our main goal is to find open weak points and vulnerabilities that we are trying to close to have a better system that can stand against any possible attack, which is what bad actors are constantly doing. So we always have to be on alert and look for means in order to close some of these loopholes that exist, and also adjust our company on the up-to-date version of input software hardware that are implemented for us to keep to the pace of technology, which is something that is an ongoing up-to-date on a day-to-day basis, like the Microsoft Tuesday patches that is always on every Tuesday and every month. Lessons learned. Continuous system testing and update will result more efficiently system security, and will also result better security control, and all this will raise our system readiness against any possible attack. Understanding all these factors that will prefer the system compatibility and security over the cost and expenses. So that's what I was just talking about. Like, our company should forget about the cost and the expenses they go through. When it comes to security, there is no management. There's no management of funds. We have to invest in order to be a robust and strong security, in order to put our company safe, secure from bad actors who are constantly in a rush. Thank you, class. Thank you, friends. Thank you, colleagues. Thank you, classmates, for listening. And I want you all to shoot me a text on the link that will be posted if you have any doubt with my presentation. And I want to also give you the further references that you can look on the reference tab in order to improve on yourself or improve on your knowledge as regards to testing, penetration testing, and scan, how we can better improve the security of our company. I really don't have much. I want to say thank you all for listening.